This is the first time I've ever heard Toni Braxton say, I am a heavyweight. Don't fuck with Toni Braxton. Somebody had to give the address because an attorney cannot just send something out. Somebody had to give permission for this attorney to send this cease and desist. You can't just send a cease and desist and not know it. Their names are on it. He can sign it, but it's coming from them. He's not just sending a cease and desist by himself. So while you may not like the delivery of Tamar, the girl is accurate. And with her being private on her residence, it's one of the sisters. I mean, she knows, like, it's only a few people that knows where I live at. So somebody had to give it out. So sometimes we don't like her delivery, but she's going somewhere with this here. Now I will say this here. In the event when she's talking about trying to shut down my business, it comes across as you're not concerned about the care for your niece, Ashley. The premises of this, or for her to put that out there, was for her to give her niece a platform to speak on this. Now it comes across as you're trying to shut down my business. And we all know, like, your podcast is not your complete main business. Like, you are who you are from your vocals. And no one can take that away from you. You are the Tamar Braxton. But I wish she would have led with, you're trying to come between Ashley having a platform to speak her truth. And I think that would have been received a little bit better. Towanda, I have an issue. You asked for a loan because the lender needed to see the $35,000 sitting in your bank account. Tamar gave it to you. You said you're going to pay her back, and you didn't. And then you list her as a creditor when you file bankruptcy? That's kind of foul. Now, I don't care how Tamar brought it up, because you brung it up in a malice intent when you should have brung it up a long time ago. So it seems like deep-rooted issues here that are almost coming to surface at this table. Towanda is coming up saying Tamar stole a man, but they blotted out whoever this man's name is. Oh, wow, this is crazy. This has become ugly really fast. So now they all saying they slept with this man? Tony's boyfriend. I want to know who the boyfriend is now. He may not want to be known, but I want to know who he is. I'm just going below the belt. She said, I don't argue with sick people. And I'm thinking she's speaking of mental health, which Tamar has been coming a long ways with her mental health. And mental health is nothing you play with somebody. I'm going to say Trina's conducting herself pretty well. Trina's doing very well. Although her facial expression is just saying something. She's doing very well with not saying too much. Toni said, Tamar is accusing Toni of saying she needed to be on the show. I wonder where is that coming from? Because I know Tamar, they just pulled it out of the air. So you did. You go in your confessional and you go complete opposite of what Tamar just said. Tamar said you said bring her on, and you say you didn't. But Toni, we love you, but you're wrong. So she thought Trina put her hand, she got between them. So, wow, that's a lot. She done pulled a girl. Now Trina is. Oh, Toni is pissed off. Toni is pissed off. So you pulling hair, kicking. Wow. So I'm a little concerned with Towanda saying call the cops and press charges. That's your sister, and through it all, why is there's that level of hate? Wow. 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 So she's saying they're jealous of her. This is turned very ugly, very fast. Between four sisters. As an only child. I do have an older brother and a younger sister. I don't know what it would feel like to argue with my siblings like that. Almost like we're other people in the street. That is so disheartening. And I know it can happen because it's very disheartening. And I'm not gonna put them on this platform like because I mean, hey, we have the Kardashians. They had a whole fallout fight too. So I mean, we can't be like, oh well, they're black and they can't do this. No, they can have real moments, but how do we come back from this? I believe that Trina has enough going on in her life. Towanda has enough going on. Toni and Tamar has enough going on. Well, we can see and feel 45 minutes, 48 minutes of TV without this. I'm hoping that something changes down the line, but it's becoming very dark. Towanda is saying she doesn't feel safe anymore with her sister. Toni Braxton is too classy for this. But I'm going to be honest with you. All of them are too classy for this. You can't just put Toni on a pedestal. At this point, it's not Toni Braxton, the superstar. You're all sisters. You're all too classy for this. You're all superstars. So her sister's not going to be able to be at her wedding. Wow. Wow. That moment when Angie Stone was gone, I can only imagine what those people felt like in that moment because I know other people how they felt like this ain't true. This can't be true. And wow, even in that moment there, it's emotional when Toni's talking about it to the doctor. So not Tamar, Toni's not going to be able to be at the Bridgerton thing because of work. And I know she's probably disappointed again. Understand what Trina is saying, where Towanda feels like she shows up for everybody, but in her moment, no one is showing up for her. Been there with friends and stuff, and you try to be strong, but sometimes behind closed doors, when no one is watching, you release all the tears. Been there. It can be hurtful, but you get through it. Like this video shoot or a photo shoot that they're doing with Tamar in this Lamborghini. However, those cars are very low. I've been in one something very similar, and you just feel like you may as well just roll on the ground and roll on out because they're on the ground. And it's struggle to get out of those cars every time I get out. There's no sexy way of getting out of that car. this wedding. I think it would be so much fun to just have a wedding, starting and planning one. Um, I think that's a beautiful thing to plan a wedding and her. I went to this Bridgerton actual birthday party and it was fun. I ordered the outfit and we did the dance and it was fun. It was neat. Very serious about Tamar not being at her wedding and you can't discredit either one's feelings. They both have maybe valid feelings. I think they went low and went to a dark place. And whoever this guy is that Tawanda's talking about back in 1995, I don't know if that is. I think there's some deep rooted issues here. And I'll say this here. I think the root came when they were a group and Toni became famous. Years later, they had a show. After the show, Tamar blew up. And maybe the other two did not blow up as expected. And there's a level, I think, of, I don't know if it's resentment. I don't want to say the jealousy. Why Tamar is saying you all are jealous of me, but we can't discredit what Tamar is actually saying too. So, and we have to state the obvious. Like, look, hey, they are making more money doing other things too. It's not just a show for them. So, I think it's good that we didn't see Miss E get involved with the girls' drama. I think it's good that she's getting older and she doesn't need that kind of stress in her life. Especially like having surgery. So I commend them for just removing that and not even letting it even show. I'm sure she had an opinion because I'm sure they talked to her about it, but I'm glad like we didn't see her get upset and stuff. I don't think I would have wanted to see that. Be sending out a text message to everybody in my bridal shower who's not there. Where are you all at? Like, I would not. We would be figuring it out because you left an hour before me. Yeah, we're going to be figuring this out real quickly. That's why there's text message. Somebody fix and answer something. We ain't finna sit here and talk about it. I need answers while y'all are not here. So, well, to be continued till next week. Talk to you later. Bye.